voluntold, not volunteer. So keep that in mind also. So being, just kind of open-minded. This is our first time. We're all nervous. We don't know what to expect. But all of you guys out here makes us so happy and so excited. We have a long-term goal of making this a yearly thing. So please, if you have maybe some suggestions down the road, hit us up. Maybe we can even start a Hyde Park committee to make this a yearly thing. Come talk to us. We'll take care of it. We'll do it. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you are kind and not too, mean to our actors because they're all new. There are some familiar, famous faces around the new area also portraying some characters. There will be a couple gunshots. It's like the gunpowder, so don't be scared of that. Not real. All for play. So again, from the museum to you guys, we thank you very much for being a part of this. We're excited, and so on with the show. Speaking of public, right here.
Newton, Kansas. A safe and respectable place to raise your kids. But it wasn't always this way. The year is 1871 and, well, things are getting a bit hairy.
What you doing over there, man?
Nothing?
Really? Because, kind of sounded like you were telling a thrilling and heart-pounding story about 19th century Newton, Kansas. Again.
That may or may not have been what I was thinking.
Well, mind if I sit here a while and listen?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Just one thing.
What?
Drop the voice.
Okay, fine. During the summer of 1871, Newton seemed to go off overnight around Joseph McCoy's stockyard. The first passenger train arrived in Newton on July 17, 1871. The new town soon had businesses along Main Street, including grocers, clothing, and entertainment that catered to the cowboy.
Was there a red light district?
While there were saloons on Main, there was an area south of the ATSF tracks known as Hyde Park.
Ooh. Hyde. Like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Because I love that story.
Well, in this case, it was actually H-I-D-E, Hyde. It was named Hyde Park because apparently girls showed so much of their hide. In Hyde Park, it was one of the best known saloons, was owned by Perry Tuttle. Law enforcement was a big problem, mainly because, well, there wasn't any. They had to rely on townships authorities from Sedgwick or special policemen hired by saloon owners. Lack of law enforcement attracted all kinds of violence was a given.
Any famous gunslingers like Ringo Kid or Marshall Dillon? Ooh, or Josh Randall?
Those are all fictional people, right?
I think the word you're looking for is awesome.
Okay, well, as far as real people go, there was John Wesley Hardin, a notorious Texas gunfighter who had followed the Chisholm Trail in 1871 on a cattle drive, and he spent some time in Newton. Billy Brooks, he also was in and out of Newton as law enforcement and as a gunfighter, depending on the situation in the early 1870s. But there was some tension, and in August it escalated with the shooting of a man named Lee. He was shot accidentally in Hyde Park. The citizens of Newton considered it a murder.
Well, what happened?
Well, even though Lee was well-liked, handsome, and outgoing with many friends, the citizens of the town were helpless before the fierce gun-toting Texans, and the incident was ruled an accident. But on August 20th, the shooting took place that would not be ignored.
I heard McCluskey left town. Oral Daly got shot, and they're saying he's the one who done it. That's awful. I can't believe it. Well, you better believe it. I saw it with my own two eyes right in front of Red Front Saloon. McCluskey's a mean, tough old man. Watkins wouldn't like to run into him when he got mad. Well, some are saying Bailey deserved it. How they figure that? They say he shot two folks before heading over here. I can't believe Santa Fe is hiring troublemakers like Bailey, McCluskey,
Good thing McCluskey left. All those Texas cowboys after him.
A week later, however, McCluskey decided his danger had passed and decided to come back to Newton.
He came back? McCluskey seems about as sharp as a marble. No way would I have ever come back to Newton, especially not after only a week away.
Well, he did. And after arriving back in Newton in the early morning hours of Sunday, August 20th, McCluskey decided to head over to Tuttle's, a local dance hall.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. There was trouble brewing in there, with the epicenter being Tuttle's Dance Hall. And at 1 in the morning, Tuttle, the proprietor, apparently senses trouble, tries to close down the hall to no avail.
Well, at least Tuttle seems to have common sense.
All right, close her up. Everybody out. Hey, why you want all my money back? Closing up early. Let's go. I'm all right, but if it's all the same to you, I think we're all just gonna stay a little longer.
Yeah, you want to stay?
All right.
The fun, however, only lasted for about an hour, because at 2 in the morning, 3 Texans, Billy Garrett, Henry Kearns, and Jim Wilkerson entered and joined McCluskey at the faro table.
You know, at this point, you think McCluskey's spider sense would have been kicking in. Or anyone could have told McCluskey, "Hey, dummy, get out of there. You're in danger."
Frankly, he might not have time, because shortly after the 3 musketeers over there entered, the 4th musketeer, a man by the name of Hugh Anderson, entered the building, holding a gun.
You, McCluskey? That's correct. Well, you better say your prayers, because after I'm done with you, there'll be enough to snore.
Wow, that was intense.
After the shooting took place, however, an inquest was held, which member of the jury concluded that after 4.5 hours, they concluded that
Martin came to his death at the hands of some person unknown. McCluskey came to his death at 8 a.m. this 20th of August by the hands of Hugh Anderson.
Well, I'm willing to bet that that did not go over well with the Texans. Can't imagine that they would just suddenly take kindly to one of their own being found guilty of murder.
well, you'd be correct, because after the verdict, a group of angered Texans were heard to have been threatening the jury, promising that
If Hugh Anderson is arrested for the charge of murder, we promise you that the members of the jury will be found hanging from telegraph poles.
Luckily, however, it never came to that. Anderson was never arrested.
What? Why not? What happened? Did the threats against the jury actually work, or?
None of the above, my friend. What actually happened was that Hugh Anderson escaped, fled from Newton, and he never returned, as far as we can tell.
He escaped? How in the H-E double heck did a guy who had been shot a few days earlier flee from Newton?
Well, I am so glad you asked, because the escape of Hugh Anderson from Newton is perhaps the most exciting part of this whole story.
I doubt that. I mean, 8 dudes all got shot. 5 of them died. Pretty hard to get more exciting than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's still pretty exciting. We actually have to look, and according to the records and according to Judge News, who's the best source of the story, because he was a part of it. According to Muse, Anderson's father soon arrived in Newton to ensure the best medical care for his son, Hugh. He also appealed to Newton's leading citizens for assistance with his son. Once Dr. Boyd determined that Anderson could move to a group of men, including A. Baker, George Yoakum, and Judge Muse and Dr. Boyd, began their work.
That sounds like the beginning of a bad joke. Baker, doctor, judge, and a dude named George helped sneak this dude out of town.
Well, I can assure you that this was no joking matter. All these men were risking a great deal to help Anderson.
Okay, but hold on. Wasn't Anderson pretty banged up? I mean, how did they get him out of town when he had just been shot?
Well, they constructed a litter, and it was constructed, and at 2 a.m., Anderson was removed from the back of Pop's store, where he had been recuperating.
So what was the litter made of?
Most likely like wood and canvas. Wow.
Because if it was made of trash from the street, then it would have been a litter made from litter.
Carried him north past Dr. Lewis's house. Found the cattle trail and followed it down to the railway. The night was dark, raining, grass was tall and wet, dirt was mud. Our task was a hard one because we dare not use a light.
Anderson was placed in a car with a closet that was then locked. All of this had been arranged with the conductor. He was to remain in the rail car until he reached Kansas City.
Wow, this escape was really well organized and thought out. Meanwhile, it takes my friends and I 2 or 3 business days just to coordinate a dinner outing.
Yeah, well, it was pretty well organized and executed, wasn't it?
Well, as fascinating as that well-planned and executed escape was, I was kind of wondering, what happened to Riley? Surely he went to jail after he shot all those people.
I don't know.
What do you mean? You don't know?
Well, no one really knows what happened to Riley. It's Newton's longest unsolved mystery, actually. After the shooting, Riley just seemed to disappear from all historical records.
So nobody has any idea. He just poof, disappeared?
Well, there are a few things.
$100 says he's a lone rogue time traveler from 1985 with one mission: to save his good time traveling friend from tragically being killed at a young age of 40 or 80. No one is really sure how old this dude is. Anyway, he needs to stop him from being shot and killed by a man known by the sinister yet slightly goofy moniker of Mad Dog 10.
Isn't that the plot summary to Back to the Future 3?
Perhaps. What? It's a good film.
Well, as good as a film as that it is, I'm pretty confident that is not what happened.
So, what are some theories as to what happened to him?
Well, it's kind of hard to track him because the first newspaper's accounts didn't even really give us his name. The reporter Allegro described him as the Nemesis.
Nemesis. Nemesis. That's a cool name, bro.
Well, as cool as the name is, given the source, we have to kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Why? What's wrong with this alligator guy?
His name was Allegro, and he was known for embellishing and exaggerating the truth in his writings.
So, we can't really trust his account of any of the events.
Yes. So, unfortunately, the first reliable witness we have is from Judge R.W.P. Muse, who was in Newton and was in on the escape from Anderson. He likely knew both men. Muse called Riley McCluskey's shadow and described him as a friend of McCluskey, a boy named Riley, some 18 years of age, quiet and inoffensive in deportment, and evidently dying from consumption.
So, he may have been sick.
Yeah. Later, old-timers, they retold the story and tales got taller. In 1951, a prominent Newton citizen claimed he knew what had to happen.
I was living in Newton at the time. I remember it well. My husband was a law-abiding man, and he knew exactly what happened at Tuttle's Saloon. He was the one that helped Riley escape. He and the others wanted him gone. Those Texans were raising such a fuse, riding all around, shooting off their pistols. My husband, Boyd, and Bowman gave him a saddle, bridle, and a horse and sent him on his way. Never heard from him again. Oh, I heard rumors that he ended up in Ellsworth, or he could have just died somewhere out on the prairies.
newspaper correspondents. Certainly, if Riley could have been found, they would have had motivation. Moran theorized that if Riley left on an early Sunday morning train, possibly hiding at the east end of the train yard until the train left, a stowaway, a baggage car, would not have been noticed. Moran concluded Riley could have gone either to Gloria or Topeka and then taken up where he left off at Newton, that of doing odd jobs under an assumed name. Still, yet another historian, Mary Sandoz, wrote in 1978. Then, as soon as he started the slaughter, the youth with the deadly cool aim set out into the night. Posse was organized to search for Riley, but he was never seen again. Some rumors had him GN, or gone north. Others maintained that he died soon after. There are some that think that he went to Nebraska, reinvented himself as the famous outlaw, Doc Middleton, although that is a bit of a stretch.
Interesting take. So, what do you think of him, too? Because personally, I prefer my rogue time traveler stories.
Yeah, that you do. Guess that's the fun of the story. No one knows. It's Newton's longest unsolved mystery. It's fun.
Oh boy. Would you look at the time? Well, I think I can give you the answer to one mystery.
What mystery's that?
Well, the mystery of who's going to be late to dinner with my mother. Spoiler alert, it's me. I just realized we've been talking about this for a while, so I better get going.
Alright, well, I'll see you, man. Hopefully you won't incur the wrath of your mother because of me.
Well, I hope not.